We've shared a lot of our favorites and good times while RVing. In this video, we're going to share some of our worst experiences.
Now, these are not personal tragedies or natural or man-made disasters. These are just things that are RV related that we have experienced while full-time RVing.
Yeah, and stick around. We're going to share quite a story later in this video.
When we first got our RV, we had very good fortune as far as having to have any repairs or breakdowns or anything like that happen with the RV. Until a couple of years in, I went out to open the gray tank and pulled the valve, and it came off in my hand.
Yeah, I went out there to find out what was going on, and there she was standing with the valve lever in her hand, and I immediately just started trying to figure out, well, what does this mean for us? Well, it means that we can't hold any gray water at all. And so we do have a secondary, we'll call it like an emergency valve down at the cap. So we have a black tank valve that will open and close and a gray tank valve that opens and closes, and then that emergency valve down at the output. So all wasn't lost because we can just kind of close that. So that was going to work for a while until we get to a place to fix it. And then not long after we got to the place to fix it, we were pulling the black tank, and the black tank did the same thing. So we had two broken valves, and you cannot have a broken black tank valve. You must have that working. It was just going to be just a really big problem. So anyway, long story short, is we went to get valves and get them replaced and everything, and the levers. And
yeah, Bernie originally thought, well, this can't be too difficult. He just do it himself. Had this idea of getting a kiddie swimming pool to put under the RV, and found the valves online and went to pick them up. And on our way out of the RV parts store picking it up, we ran into a gentleman that was carrying a black tank and started up a conversation.
Yeah. And so that made it where I wasn't going to have to do it because he was going to do it under warranty and everything. So
yeah, just so happened he was a mobile RV repair person that offered to come do it, like Bernie said, under warranty, and that was very nice.
Yeah, that was great because I wasn't looking forward to getting under there and working on the tank. Now, I did clean it tons of times. I mean, I just cleaned it like I was going to be under there looking up at it. So I did everything I possibly could. And like Susan said, I was going to get a swimming pool and put down there one of these little kids' plastic pools. I thought that would be the best way to make sure that it didn't go all over the place. But anyway, we didn't have to end up doing anything with it, and we got the valves repaired. So
yeah, turned
took
out
care of that.
Awesome.
Another RV debacle that we went through was heading out of an RV park and getting about 30 miles down the road, and looked in the mirror and saw that our slides were coming out.
Yeah, and this was more than a little disconcerting. It wasn't a whole lot, but they were definitely out, and of course, we immediately pulled over, put the slides back in, started off again, and a few minutes later, there they go again, popping out at the bottom.
Yeah, we kept an eye on them and just noticed that they were only coming out, about 4 inches or something like that. But it's really scary because you kind of think that they're just going to come all the way out. I've heard of that before. So I was just really worried that they were going to come out and be over the double yellow or something and hit somebody or something, or them hit it. And so we made it, I don't know, maybe another 50 or so miles, and ended up going to another RV park to try to assess the situation and figure out what to do. And fortunately, we were traveling with some friends of ours, Tim and Donna, and they had their RV and everything. And we came to the conclusion that the best thing to do was to make some kind of slide lock. So we went to the big lumber store and got a bunch of lumber and cut it up, and I think for about $10 we made a bunch of slide locks, and so that worked a lot
less
better.
Expensive than buying actual slide locks. And since we didn't know if this was something that we would ever have to use again or not, that it seemed foolish to spend a whole lot of money,
Yeah.
but we were able to get it for, like Bernie said, about $10.
And we needed them right away. So
yeah, didn't want to wait around to order them or anything. So
Yeah.
that worked out, and we made it to our destination.
yeah, so everything is going good now. We had it all fixed and taken care of, so no more problems with that,
Yeah,
thankfully.
yeah, it was very scary though.
Yes. The worst experience that we had has to be when our truck broke down pulling our RV in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, for sure. We were stranded by the side of the road for about 12 hours before finally getting towed, and it took about 3 days to get repairs done and get through that experience. It was definitely the most challenging thing that we've gone through related to RVing.
Yeah, I should say so. And we did a video on this, so we won't go into great detail right here. But if you check out that video, we'll put a link in the description. You'll find that we also put a lot of tips in there for safe highway travel.
Yeah, we definitely sharpened a lot of our skills as far as emergency preparedness while traveling.
Yes. So those were our worst experiences, and they're certainly not as bad as what others have been through. And that brings us to story time. One day we were in an RV park, and I was probably looking over the RV to see what was wrong with something and grumbling about it. And I think I got the attention of the guy next to me, and he was pulling a fifth wheel with his truck, and he said, "Well, let me tell you what I've just been through."
Yeah, this couple started out on their trip, and not long into it had a blowout, which can be very serious and extremely damaging, but they were fortunate and were able to get it repaired and continue on their journey.
Then they pulled into a lot and went into a restaurant, and when they came out, their windows were all bashed in, and I'm not sure if things got stolen or not, but that was enough, having your windows bashed like
Yeah,
that.
so of course had to get the truck windows repaired, continued on, and had yet again another blowout. This one much more
Worse.
damaging and took much longer to get repaired and get on their way again.
Yeah, and then he said, "And come look at this." And so he shows me the damage on the back of his truck and on the side of the cap of the fifth wheel. And he said, so after that, they were taking off and going down the road, and the fifth wheel came off and just smashed down into the bed of the pickup. And fortunately, it hung there, and they were able to safely pull over to the side of the road. But extensive damage on the truck and on the fifth wheel.
Yeah, very, very scary. And this was all on a journey to attend their daughter's wedding, which is stressful in itself.
Would be
so
for me.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. We'd love to have you comment and let us know the worst RV or travel experiences that you've had, or just comment on the ones that you've heard in this video.
And please remember to share, subscribe, and click on that little notification bell.
Thanks for watching. We brought our insulated water bottles with us today, and we got to talking about the stickers that we currently have on them, because we change them up every once in a while when they wear off or fall off or get washed off or whatever. And currently I have hike more, worry less, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, except bears, they will kill you. Life is good, Arizona, be brave, stay wild, Cannon Beach, Rusket, Arizona, Pacific Northwest, Zion National Park. We got our Wild on the Go sticker, which you can get one from us if you'd like, and Yellowstone National Park. What's on your water bottle?